Hi, my name is John Kim, and I'm a therapist who went through his own rebirth. I share my feelings and revelations. I believe in casual over clinical and with you instead of at you. I come unrehearsed on purpose because self help doesn't have to be so complicated. Here are 5 first date no's because dating is, I was going to say dying, but dating is dead. Dating is dead because of swipe culture and people hiding behind their phones and ghosting and posting pictures that aren't accurate, and just no one dates anymore. It's all just like meet me at the coffee shop for 5 minutes as I review my mental checklist to see if you meet any of the requirements, and if you don't, while you're in the restroom, I'm going to swipe for another date, right? So I don't know. I just remember growing up, and I would have to ask someone out, have the balls to ask someone out, and then because of that, I've earned it. And then I would wash my car. I would put in my CDs into my 6 disc CD changer to have the perfect playlist on the date. I would park my car, walk to the door. Right, it wouldn't be like meeting someone at a coffee shop. Pick the person up. I mean, it would be a whole thing, right? And that's what made dating exciting. I would put tons of effort into it, and these days, most of us do not. And it's just become almost like speed dating. It's really, really strange. Anyway, so this episode is it's my attempt to contribute to saving, saving dating again. I'm imagining ET when he is dying, and we see the the flower dying as ET's heart goes from red to nothing. And that's what dating looks like. So, number one, I'm gonna say no flowers. Now, hold on. I understand. I don't have any problem with flowers. I think they're romantic. I buy flowers all the time. But for a first date, right? So I think it's too early. Also, this ain't the '50s. You don't need to impress anyone's parents. Um, what about a book? If you're gonna buy a gift or bring something to the first date, um, bring something creative. I think a book is great, or something that doesn't imply that this is going to be romantic. Like, I think it's too early on a first date. I think flowers were okay back in the day because by the time you asked the person out, there's just a longer runway and all of that. Today, it's like you're swiping, you're meeting someone down the street at the coffee shop. You come in with flowers. It's just a lot of pressure. It's a little too much. So no flowers definitely on the first date. And also, when you give them flowers, he or she doesn't know what to do with them. Like, do I put them in the bag? What do I do with these? Just kind of like hold them. Do I go find a vase? Anyway, number two, no winging it. Guys, this is why dating is dead. Plan something. Unless you're like Brad Pitt, you can't just take someone to 7-Eleven for a Slurpee. I don't know why I said that. That this is in high school. I know you guys don't do that, but you can't just show up and be cool. I don't think that's enough. I think there needs to be intention, and with intention comes planning. At the very least, reservations. And if you don't want to have dinner because you don't want to commit that, maybe. And maybe if it's a coffee shop, well then plan something. Um, during the date, or plan something after, or just plan something so you're not just showing up. um maybe even like some kind of structure as far as some of the questions that you want to ask your date, or stories that you want to share, right? It doesn't have to be a rooftop dinner and a helicopter ride, but fuck man, plan something. That's where effort comes in. Especially if you're the one that is pursuing, and you're the one asking someone else, and it doesn't matter if you are swiping or DMing, or doing it in person. If you are interested in the person, show it by planning something. All right, number three, no vomit. Yeah, of course, literally. I don't think it's a good idea to throw up on your date. But I'm talking about verbally, less history, more mystery. No one wants to hear your entire story on the first date. And of course, if the chemistry is good and you feel very talkative, um, that's great. You shouldn't mute that, but hit the ball back. Let there be some banter back and forth. Um, Ask questions about your date. Be curious, right? And then be transparent as well. So share your story, um, be vulnerable, all of that, but don't dominate the conversation. Don't vomit. Uh, don't tell the person your life story in the first 15 minutes. It will turn them off. Number four, no intent, and this is a big one. Now, I understand. Because the reason why this is big is because we all have intentions when it comes to dates, because we're going in there with pressure, right? And I think this is why dating can be a really bad experience because you're anything where you are going in with pressure, you're going in loaded, you're going in with expectations. If those expectations aren't met, then you're going to fall off this cliff, right? You're going to be disappointed, and of course, your date is going to feel that.
We'll be right back after this brief message.
One of the greatest things about the internet is that you can learn anything, anywhere you want, at any time. And there's a lot of noise out there and platforms that teach courses. I use Skillshare. Skillshare is an amazing online learning community with thousands of amazing classes covering dozens and dozens of creative and entrepreneurial skills. I've taken classes on how to produce content. I've taken classes on podcasting, on how to send emails. It's amazing and it's super, super convenient and just streamlined. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 2 free months. That's right, 2 free months of Skillshare. It's really easy. Just go to Skillshare.com/angry. Go to Skillshare.com/angry and you will get 2 free months of Skillshare. There are thousands and thousands of classes on any topic. Go do it right now and you can start learning to be a better person. And I think a lot of people, dating becomes a means. It's like you're out looking for the one, or you're just putting a lot on this one encounter. And what happens is you don't leave any room for fun, and because I think that when you don't have intention, because think about it, some of the funnest times of your life, well, I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, they've come at very unexpected times. They've come when I don't know, you just call a friend up and you guys end up doing nothing, and that nothing leads to something adventurous or not, but it just ends up being a super amazing time. A lot of times when you plan something because of that expectation, it's rarely met. How many times have you heard a friend say, "Gotta go see this movie. It's the best movie ever. It's gonna change your life." Like and then you're like, "All right," and you go see it, and you're like, "I mean, it was good, but it wasn't as good as my friend said it was." Right? It didn't change my life, and that's because of the expectation. Because if you saw the same movie without anyone pressuring you to see it, it would be a pleasant surprise instead of a disappointment because of the pressure, because of the expectation. So, no intention, go in neutral. You're not looking for your soulmate. You are exploring one story, looking for a connection. And listen, if there is no connection, that's okay. You don't have to suddenly excuse yourself and bounce. This is a person, it's a human being. So, you can play it out for an hour or 30 minutes or 40 minutes. You're not that busy. If you think you are, then you're just being rude. And I believe that shit will come back to you. I went on a date once a while ago, and it was where did I meet her? It was it was on the phone, so it was either a dating app or Instagram or something. Um, she I, like, swiped on Drew Barrymore, and Drew Carey showed up. No joke, no exaggeration. She didn't look anything like her photo, and I remember when she walked in, um, I thought to myself, okay, I could do two things. I could either get very angry and disappointed, and just make an excuse, leave. I could pretend that I'm not her date since we never met, and I could have just been like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm waiting for my friend, right? I could have done a lot of things that were fall into the category of being a dick, or inconsiderate, not a gentleman. Or I could have, and which I did, I could have just like made the best of it. And so we sat down. I bought her dinner. We laughed. And I knew from the time I sat down nothing was going to happen, or I would ever see this person again. And of course, I was already mad that she presented her, that there was so much false advertising. But I also was kind of sad that I was sad because she that came from insecurity, right? And I don't think she realizes there are more consequences in presenting yourself that way because um, most people that see her are going to be disappointed instead of her just putting up normal pictures, real pictures, and then when she's on a date, they'll be pleasantly surprised. So she's setting herself up for a fall, but that's her lesson. That's her life. I wasn't going to say anything. Um, but my job, well, I don't know about job, but for me, I just wanted to take the higher road, so I could walk out just liking my character, and so that's what I did. And it was like $100 dinner, and it was whatever, and we chatted for a while, and we laughed, and then that was that. And listen, I didn't go home all pouty and shit. I didn't go home thinking that, oh, this is stupid, and the love is lame, and I'm not gonna delete all my apps. No, that was that. Was I disappointed? Yes. Did it ruin my day and then also dating? No, right? So you're gonna have some of those, and you're also gonna have some dates where you go in without expecting anything, and they become magical. So it's cumulative. All right, the final one is, I guess this is just me being cute. No problemo. And this is what you need to tell yourself if it goes to shit. At the end of the day, no matter how good or bad the date goes, if he or she likes you, you'll know. And if he or she doesn't, there'll be another date, right? It's okay. Probably not with this person, but with someone else. You only make it a problem if you bring your ego into it. It's a first date, so don't tell me it's love. That's desire and insecurity. That's tearing you apart. And if you allow it to, you'll probably have less dates. So people can smell insecurity. Um, it's no problemo if the person doesn't like you back, if you get rejected. It's also not a problem if you don't like the other person, right? It's people just hearing stories and meeting each other. No one's wasted time. It's all good. It's a human being. And then you move on. So anyway, those are 5 reminders if you are single and dating, to just run by as you continue your singlehood journey. And I gotta say, if you are using apps out there, use a small spoon, like those little small ice cream taster spoons, those ice cream shops, um, because if you are using a dating app to fulfill, to prove that you are attractive or fill holes in you, you are abusing the app and you are powerless, and you're not going to have good experience. But if you are using dating apps as a tool and using them when you feel good about yourself, then you are power filled and you'll have better experiences. Thank you for listening. Be well. Hey, if you have a passion to help others and want to become a life coach, or you just want to acquire tools to change your own life, learn more about our Catalyst Life Coaching Intensive. We are an evidence-based training program with an amazing, authentic, vibrant community, and we give lifetime support. Just go to my website, theangrytherapist.com, and click on Life Coach Training. Hey, before you go, if you like my ramblings and revelations and shares, I am now texting people directly to their phone. Just go to my website, theangrytherapist.com. If you want to subscribe, I'll be doing weekly text 5 days a week, reminders, and also mindsets and exercises and challenges. And every week there will be a different theme, a different topic. So I hope to see you in your phone. And also, if you enjoy this conversation, I hope you help me spread the dialogue and help other people by sharing it. You never know what people need to hear. So if it's helped you, I hope you can help me help others.